Let's start off this video by talking about Price v. Garland. In case any of you want to read the entirety of that case law for yourselves, there is a lot of reading to do. We'll leave links down below to that. That being said, here's what part of it states. The United States argues that the syllogism proceeds from a flawed major premise because not every activity the First Amendment protects as speech benefits from the strict speech protective rules of a public forum. Because a filmmaker does not seek to communicate with others at the location in which he or she films, the filmmaker does not use the location as a forum. Therefore, the United States argues, the district court's forum analysis was misplaced. And of course, like I implied before, if you continue to read through this entire case law, you'll see a lot of similar answers to what I just read to you. Now, what exactly does that mean to we the people? To put it simply, it proves even further that the forum doctrine has no bearing on filming in public, because anything your eyes can see, it can record as well. But of course, not everybody's going to understand something like this, just like these Karens that Liberty Troll encounters at this DMV. And yeah, they do a lot of crazy Karenish stuff. I'm not going to spoil exactly what. I want to jump right into this as soon as possible, and I sincerely hope the rest of you enjoy. All that being said, let's take a look at how this started with them trying to read something on the wall before proceeding to go in, and then of course the Karens doing what Karens do best.
1, 2, and 3, notice it's distinguishing between traditional public forums, limited public forums, and non-public forums. This being a limited public forum, notice that it's talking about expression. For traditional public forum, it says designated for the purpose of general public expression. Number 2, which is where we're in, limited public forum says designated for public expression by certain groups or on certain topics.
I have a question to ask all those in the anti-auditing community, because somebody made this argument before, which is completely brain-dead stupid to even say. But what exactly does the freedom of press have to do with the freedom of expression? That's like comparing apples to oranges. Anyway, let's continue and take a look at these Karens going Karen.
Sir, are you done?
I'm looking at the signs here.
Okay, well, can you turn off your camera? So that's what she instructed you to come over here so you can read it.
Yeah, I'm just taking note of it on my camera so I have it recorded. Why, is there a problem?
Gotta love how they love to get in people's personal
done, I'll walk
space
away.
just because they're recording. I don't get why people do this. Just
Everybody,
step away from the camera.
Sit down, okay? Have a seat. Our system is down, so please be patient. So you can step in here.
Well, I just read the sign. It says very clear. I'll explain it to you. So basically what it says, can you not block my camera, please?
We can. You
Let's
can.
not do that. That's
Okay.
immature.
Can you go and check and see if we got our kinetic back up? Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
It's back up.
I read the signs right here, by the way, if you want to talk about it. Okay, sure.
Oh, believe me, her threatening to call the cops
gonna
is
waste,
not the worst thing she's
police
done in this
resources
video.
on
Let's
the
continue.
camera.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Ma'am, can I get your name?
Sir, I'm asking you not to record me. This is a violation of my civil rights.
You're a manager? Are you a manager?
Just walk away, sir.
I have a right to be here, ma'am.
I'm not saying that you don't have a right to be here. I don't want to engage you. Will you please?
Will you engage with me?
At this point, you're preventing service for other clients
How am I doing that?
because you're standing here and you need to talk to them.
I'm talking to you and there's nobody here.
They're on the way.
Okay, well, I'll move out of the way. I'm just asking you a question. Good, how you doing? You seem like a nice guy.
So what's going on?
I'm trying to figure out who she is. Is she a manager?
Yeah, she's the man.
Okay, I saw her name tag. It said Sarah, but I couldn't read what else
No,
it
but
said on
she's
it.
the main manager.
Okay, all right, cool. You probably know what I'm doing here.
I don't know. No, really, but you did something.
I'm gathering content for a news story.
All right.
I read the sign out there. Usually you go into DMVs or tax collectors' offices, it usually has a sign that says do not record or something of that nature. There's nothing like that. There's just a sign that differentiates between the different 3 public forums, and it's talking about expression. And this is not expressive. This is just gathering content. Yeah.
Okay, so all in all, that security guard really wasn't all that bad. I thought he was okay. He does say that he's concerned about people getting their private information out or something like that, but other than that, he really did fine. But as I said before, we still have not seen the worst of that Karen, or those other Karens. Let's take a look at what they decide to do as soon as Liberty Troll goes anywhere near this testing area.
I can film all I can see.
This is a testing area. If you zoom in, you're going to basically jeopardize these testers today.
So what about someone who's not recording? So if somebody was not recording, they can still look. They can look.
You're recording, or you're saying you're not recording at this moment? Is that what you're saying, sir?
I'm saying if somebody were to look at it, is that against?
Are you saying you are not recording at this moment?
No, if you listen to me, stop cutting me off. I'm saying if somebody looks at it, has a photographic memory, is that, against the policy?
I don't understand your question.
I'll spell it out for you. Whatever you can see from public is your responsibility. I'm standing in public. If I can see it in plain view, that's not my problem.
I'm asking you not to be in this area because our testing stations are there.
Yeah, but you've been rude to me this entire time, Sarah. You've been demeaning. You've been calling me disruptive. You're going around telling your employees to tell them that they feel harassed, so they can add that to the charges.
They feel harassed. They have
That's not against the law. It's not my problem that they feel a certain way.
So glad she's not a
go
cop,
back to
otherwise
law.
she'd be enforcing feelings
I'm not gonna
everywhere.
listen to you because you're
Unfortunately, a lot of
obstinate.
cops do that, but no matter.
I'm asking you for the fourth time. not
Asking? Are you sure?
It sounds like you're telling me, not asking.
Exactly. Thank you, Liberty Troll. Thank you.
Okay. You check your tone. This is how you treat members of the public?
Have a great day, sir.
You have a better day.
So I cannot put these people in.
That's against the law, ma'am. Shutting down business.
Yeah, y'all are hearing that right. They're going to shut down the testing because of one man with a camera who is beyond 2 different windows and is several yards away from them.
Is there anything private on those tests?
Nothing is private.
Okay, so what information are you afraid of getting released to the public? You don't make any sense.
Nothing is private, and yet she's
You're not making
shutting
sense.
down the testing because of she's afraid of private information getting out. And she's saying nothing is private. This is just typical of a Karen.
You just said there's no sensitive information in that room.
I did not say sensitive information. I thought you weren't talking to me.
But what are you afraid of? What are you
Goodness
afraid
me.
of?
Isn't sensitive information and private information basically the same thing? Okay, so I believe that supervisor's name is Sarah. I looked at the description of the original video to see for sure. Yeah, I do think that's her name, Sarah. No matter the case, I think she needs to be fired or put into a different position because she cannot be a manager if this is how she handles people with cameras. And I don't care what any of you say, like, oh, it's not usual for people to walk in with the camera. She felt threatened. She felt like he was getting... No. I'm not going to buy a single piece of rhetoric that any of you anti-auditors say. Because none of you can give me a logical explanation as to why she's in the right and Liberty Troll is in the wrong. No matter. Let's see what happens when the cops show up, shall we?
Hey, leave him alone. No, he's actually... Leave him alone. Where's the... He was actually just asking for you. Who's in charge? One of the managers. He was actually waiting for you. I swear to God, man. I know, I dealt with him earlier. Where's the manager? Do you know her? Oh, yeah. You were just waiting for him, man. So, yeah, I can see. You know, there's someone else to be able to do, like... Yeah, just give me 1 second. Let me just take I'll continue to somebody.
I'll just hang around somewhere over here.
Yeah, you give me 1 second.
All right, you got it.
Standing here. Standing here. So you can stay.
No, the burden is on you to create that privacy.
Alright, I will let my director know.
And bada bing, bada boom, it was a successful First Amendment audit and re-education. Hearing that cop say that to this lady is pretty much all you need to know. Well, aside from him also telling these public servants that whenever you encounter an auditor, you just pretty much ignore them. I personally don't agree with that, and I think Preston H. Now gives a great point as to why that is. In one of his videos, although there was a good cop that he caught on camera, they ended up calling him a First Amendment Auditor, assuming he was, which they obviously assumed correct, but they did that on the basis of he should be treated differently compared to any other citizen, or at least that's what was implied. Aside from that, I'd say this cop did a great job in honoring his oath, and I'm happy to see that these ladies got re-educated. A double win, if I do say so myself. But those are my thoughts on all this. What do all of you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to go subscribe to Liberty Troll if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for any updates to his other situations going on, and let him know that Recognizing Your Rights said hello. Don't forget about one of our other channels that we're working on, known as the Common Sense Observer. But aside from that, we the people, thank you once again for watching, and never stop loving the Constitution.